Michael Mando here. We're at Facebook in LA and we are live. We've got a bunch of really wonderful questions for you guys for Better Call Saul, the finale, and we've got so many questions, so we're going to jump right into this. So, first question by Tomas, and I'm sorry if I say any names wrong. So, Tomasco Zicella from Instagram asks, how did you start acting? Are there some advice that you could give to non-American guys to become actors in the U.S.? I started acting in theater. I think theater is a very, very good base. Study as much theater as you can, classical and contemporary theater. It helps you understand blocking and character and archetypes. And advice for non-American actors, I would say, you know, now we live in a world where you can pick up a camera wherever you are and you can shoot a movie. And you can send that file immediately across the world. So I would say look at the people around you and try to build communities where you can start creating work. Tori Hartwell from Instagram as well asks, how many takes did it take for you to toss the pills in Hector's coat pocket? That's episode 8, season 3. It's funny, you know, I practiced it a lot, and on the first take, I was able to do it. And then I told Adam Bernstein, our director, that I think I could do it even better. And he gave me about 4 extra takes that I missed every single one of them. So I think we ended up going with that first take. Yes, I talk too fast asks, what is the best thing to put on nachos? And John's Logue asks, when Nachos orders nachos, that he asks the waitress a plate of himself. So what is nacho? The best thing to put on nacho is, I think, a little cheese and some blue crystals on it. And does Nacho ask for a plate? Yes, he does. He says, I want some nacho thigh and a little nacho breasts. All right, Pablo Diaz from Facebook asked, how badly did you want to slap the baseball cards guy? That's played by Mark Prouch, who plays Price. I didn't really want to slap him. I think I wanted to sort of put him on my thighs and give him a little slap on the butt and say, bad boy, no. So Anna Mendlin says, dear Michael, you are one of the biggest treasures of this season. Thank you. The scene where Nacho confronts his father was absolutely heartbreaking. I do have a specific question. A friend of mine, Megan, who's worked with juvenile drug offenders, was amazed at how you had the vibe and the style exactly right, not overplaying the thug part. How did you do your research? Where does Nacho come from? And would you please say hi to my friend Megan, your biggest fan? Well, Anna, hello, and Megan, hello. Thank you for this thought-out question. I did a lot of research. You know, I wanted to go all the way back from the heritage of Nacho, and I studied all the way to the Aztecs and the Mayan culture. It was very important for me to try to start with the roots of the character. In terms of research to play a thug, I think I'd like to approach every character as a human being and always look for the humanity of it. What's the motivation of this character? I don't look at them as good or bad, you know, violent or non-violent. I look at somebody always, we're all, I think, essentially seeking the same thing, which is the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of self-accomplishment. And where does Nacho come from? I think all we know right now is that his father is Mexican, first generation. So next question, Elaine Jeanette Kahn from Facebook asks, what are your favorite things in Albuquerque and what will you miss the most? Hands down, the skylines, absolutely breathtaking skylines, gorgeous clouds and sunsets. And I heard that Santa Fe had one of the biggest art galleries in the world. There's a street called Canyon Road where there's about over 100 different art galleries all cramped up next to each other. And the people, I think you guys have received us so warmly, and I feel so welcome there. So everybody in Albuquerque, thank you, I love you. Tony Martos, Nacho needs his own spinoff. Thank you, Tony. Elaine LB's son, please ask him to be my close friend, my close personal friend in real life. All right, Elaine, we're friends. It's official. If you see me down the street, whatever you need, money or no. Marcus Krasovich, Nacho is the man, Nacho is the best. Thank you, Marcus. Kurt Stiles, he's on his way to an Oscar grade. I thank you. So I'm reading those facts. Florian Chevalier, he says, this is French. En apprenant par des recherches que tu es d'origine québécoise, je me suis dit que je devrais te laisser un message en français. Authentique série, magnifique rôle et une gueule de cinéma. Merci. Bravo au passage. Si tu passes à Paris, je serai ravi de te rencontrer. Salut et bonne soirée, mec. Merci beaucoup, Florian. Et ça me fait plaisir. Si jamais je serai à Paris, j'espère te voir. Darshan Dada says, please, anyone ask him about the role he's going to play in Spiderman Homecoming. All right, so I can't say much about my role, obviously, but here's what I can tell you. In 2012, it was my first time in LA. I was promoting Far Cry 3, and I walked into a Marvel store. The driver was showing me around the Chinese theater and the Wax Museum and all that stuff. And I couldn't believe that I was in LA looking at all these wonderful things. And I walked into the Marvel store, and I walked out with a hoodie, one piece, one item that I had bought. And 4 years later, I'm playing that character. So it's a really surreal experience, and I feel very blessed. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy July 7th. Let's see. What else do we have? Laura Ontiveros from the official Facebook page. Nacho is actually one of the top 3 actors, thank you, in the series. It actually makes me sad he wasn't in Breaking Bad. He has everything. Great actor, believable intensity, and for the record, super hot. LOL. Well, thank you very much. What I can tell you about that is that Nacho is mentioned in Breaking Bad when Walter White and Jesse Pinkman have a gun to Saul Goodman's head. I believe it's in season 2. I think it's the first episode we ever see Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman says he thinks that Walter White and Jesse Pinkman are the cartel. And he says, it wasn't me. Ignacio did it. I'm a friend of the cartel. And Nacho is short for Ignacio. So we'll figure out how that all comes into play. Also, they mention a character called Lalo, which we haven't really yet discovered. So hopefully we'll get to all that. Jack Clifford Morris. I'm going to miss this guy if tonight's his last round. He's an incredibly actor, and the scene with the pills was so incredible. Thank you so much, Jack. But I feel like he's not going to die. I think we've gonna have a curveball thrown at us. He's referring to this finale. Something else is going to happen. This is Jack's prediction. Because we already know he's not in Breaking Bad, and the easiest thing would be to assume that he dies. Hopefully there's a happy ending for him. Well, I want to say to Jack and to everybody on Facebook and on social media who has reached out about how much they love Nacho. You know, Vince and Peter have created such an amazing character. And what's so noble about this character and the possibility of him dying is that if he dies, he does it for the right reasons. He puts his father's love before his own life, and he's willing to sacrifice and put everything on the line for somebody he loves. So I hope so too. I hope he doesn't die. But if he dies, what better way to go than with nobility and honor and dignity, and for the right reasons. So we're going to go to live questions. So let me see. You guys are the reason I look forward to my Monday nights. Bob Frade, thank you so much. Sean Roher, you have nailed Nacho. Keep killing it. Where is the show going? The Kim thing threw me for a loop. How does that take us where we are going? Well, I can tell you, this is 3 words of the finale. Do or die. Ignacio, this is Pinch Ivanho Villaroman Santos. Ignacio equals gets disappeared by the vacuum dude with Kim. That's a reference to Breaking Bad, where you kind of like go out of the radar and you can hide and be in hiding, and no one can find you. Well, thank you, Pinch. If ever I go to the vacuum, I hope that I can still go on Facebook Live and connect with you guys. Tony Morales, I read about your past gang membership. Can you talk more about that? No. Leslie Corone, Nacho is awesome. He seems like he is so good but needs to be bad. I love him, and you are very good. Thank you so much, Leslie. I don't know if he needs to be bad. I think he's looking for a way to self-actualize. You know, everybody in this world always wants to be the best of who they can be. And I believe that, unfortunately, Nacho made some bad decisions when he was young and thought that the only way that he could be somebody was through the drug business. And now he's trying to get out of it. Natalie Bodes, Nacho will never die. Thank you, Natalie. Kelly Randolph Martin, love your character. Hope you're sticking around since you're referenced in Breaking Bad. Thank you, Kelly. Vicky Yeasley, will you please tell I don't know if I should I go there? Well, I have started. Would you please tell Netflix or Hulu to make the show available? We actually have the representative of Netflix right here. Did you hear? All right. Patricia Manoz Vicali, I wish that you have a very long career in movies. Thank you. And other shows if Better Call Saul ends for you. You are amazing in your role. Thank you so much, Patricia. Kelly Hudson Busoveski, my husband and I love your character. You do an incredible job. Well, thank you so much to the both of you. I hope you stay in love for all of infinity. And I mean that. Love is beautiful. Corey Rutan, Nacho needs his own show. Well, thank you, Corey. If ever I have my own show, I know I'm going to have one subscriber. Stephen O'Connor, good work with your character in Better Call Saul. Am I right in thinking Nacho has a part in putting Hector in the wheelchair? Well, you're right in thinking that I definitely want Nacho out of my way. He's threatened my family, and you know, they say you know who you are when you're faced with difficult circumstances. That's where you discover your true character. And I think Nacho's realized that if you cross his family, he's willing to fight you till the death. So does he want Hector in a wheelchair? I think he wants Hector out of his way, for sure. Terry Bowman, will Nacho and Tuco reunite pre-Breaking Bad? And did Jesse Pinkman go to high school? And did you go to high school with Jesse Pinkman? That's a very good question. I love Aaron Paul. I don't know if he's watching, but if he is, I want to give him a shout out. I'd love for Aaron Paul to be back. Will Nacho and Tuco reunite? I'm not sure. That depends on Vince and Peter, but I love Raymond Cruz. I'll tell you guys a quick story about Raymond. When I was my first day on set, season 1, episode 2, Raymond and I were shooting in the desert, and we had to stop shooting. There was this huge desert storm. And I was sitting with Raymond, who plays Tuco, and I said, do you have some advice for me? And Raymond sort of paused, went deep into the vortex, and then came out of it. And he said, look around you. He said, you see all these people, these grips? If you're too much sun, they get you an umbrella. If you're thirsty, they get you water. They make sure the lighting's just right. Everybody's doing the best they can for you to shine. And the reason why they're doing that is because not only their job depends on how good you are in front of the camera, but they take pride in their work, and that depends on how good you are in front of that camera. So you have a responsibility as an actor, not only to yourself and to the people who have helped you get there, but to the crew members, to the writers, to the editors, to the producers, to the people doing the music, to the costume department, to everybody who's working so hard to make you the best that you can be, so everybody can take pride in this work. And I'm very grateful for this advice that that Raymond gave me. So we got another question here from Eddie Schattenjagger. Great work, congratulations. I really admire your work since Voss. Thank you very much. Michelle Lacombe. Hello from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Hello. I love Ottawa. Love the show. Sat tonight is the season finale. I hope you're going to like it. This finale is going to run a little longer than all the other episodes, which is very unusual for us. And Dave Porter, the music coordinator, calls it's his favorite episode of the whole series. Directed by Peter Gould, written by Jennifer Hutchinson. Christopher LeBlanc, my wife Heather and I just drove down from Vegas to Albuquerque, and you are right about the skyline. It's awesome. We stayed at the La Posada, where Chuck's retirement party was supposed to be. Great place. Your character is strong on Better Call Saul. Thank you. Well, thank you, Christopher, and hello to your wife. Let's see. Lauren Narasic. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, my God. When he puts the character of you and your father in the scene of putting him in jeopardy of the drugs, I love the put off the show that it brings. Love your character, Nacho, and FYI, super good looking. Thank you, Lauren. You know, that scene with my father was probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest scene I had to shoot on the series. The props department did this amazing job where they put pictures of me as a child on the wall, and they put pictures of the actor who plays my father, the wonderful Juan Carlos Cantu. And it's a scene, it's a ritualistic scene where the son takes over the father's power. He becomes the father's keeper. And it's a heartbreaking moment because Nacho has to psychologically and emotionally arm wrestle his father. And it was so hard to do it without tearing up because all I kept thinking about is my childhood and my father. And as soon as that scene was done, I called my dad right away, and I was emotional, and he didn't understand why, and I just was happy that I had the opportunity to tell my dad that I love him. So to all fathers out there, it was just Father's Day yesterday. So sending you a lot of love, fathers and mothers. Parents are so dear, such important people in our lives, probably the most important. John Devin Roach, thank you for being one of the most important parts of the best series on television. Well, thank you, Josh. It all starts with great writing. Susan Thatcher, I love Nacho's soft-spoken menace. He knows he doesn't need to front. Thank you, Susan. In my screen test, Vince Gilligan said to me, he whispered to me, he said, Nacho is the kind of guy who wouldn't squash a bug with a sledgehammer. And that was probably the beginning of the creation of Nacho in my head. And I can tell you another interesting story. After my screen test, I shook everybody's hand. You know, they don't tell you whether you got the part right away. They have to go through, show it to the network and all that stuff. So you got about 3 weeks where you're sort of nerve-wracking, not knowing what's going to happen to your life. And I shook everybody's hand, and I was on my way out, and I opened the doorknob, exiting the room. And I felt a warm, big hand sort of reach out and touch my shoulder and squeeze my shoulder very lightly. And I turned around, and it was Vince Gilligan. And I sort of nodded, and I walked out. And from the moment that I left that room until the moment my plane landed, and then probably 3 weeks after that, I kept asking myself, what did that gesture mean? Was it like, I choose you? Or was it like, better luck next time? And I lost so much sleep trying to analyze that one little gesture. So thank you, Vince Gilligan, for that. That was a real mind F bomb. Courtney Littleholm, are you able to watch the episode before the public views them? Do you watch and see the character Nacho, or do you see you as an actor? I was fortunate this year because I did Talking Saul. So if you stay up after the show, after the finale, we're going to be on Talking Saul, Patrick Fabian, Peter Gould, co-creator, and myself. So we got to see the episodes in advance. I see, you know, I don't think you can play outside of yourself. You know, I'm never under the illusion that Nacho is somebody completely different from me. I think it's layers. I think we are all each other. I think whoever's watching there is a part of me and I'm a part of you, and we're all essentially made out of the same chemicals to different levels. So I think with characters, what you do is you try to just change sort of the, you know, Nacho's probably a lot more something than I am and a little less something that I am that he's not. But I tend to be very critical of my work, so it can be very hard. Anne-Marie Jennings. Salut Nacho, je t'écris de Saint-Henri, Hyacinthe, Québec. Tu es le meilleur. Merci Anne-Marie, and bonjour à tous les Québécois qui regardent. Eric Reynolds, are we going to get to see Walter at some point in Better Call Saul? Well, Eric, I hate to break it out to you, but Walter was there the whole time. No, yes. Daniel Denver Rierick, we know your timeline passes into Breaking Bad, but we will never know what had Saul Goodman scared of you when Walter and Jesse had him out in the desert over the pit. Will we ever know? That's the scene I referred to earlier when he says it wasn't me, it was Ignacio. I don't know if we'll ever know, but I do know that I spoke to Vince and Peter, and they confirmed that that's true and that it does refer to Nacho Ignacio. And I think the idea is that hopefully, I can't say much. I think I'm giving away spoilers. All right, retract. Cole Hart. Hey, Michael, I was your big fan of your work on Orphan Black. Do you think Nacho's father will defy Hector? I have a feeling Nacho has something to do with Hector's condition shown in Breaking Bad. Nacho's relationship with my father is probably the most endearing thing that I've experienced on this show by far. As Nacho, I hope to God that my dad never gets involved in the cartel. I hope he stays safe. And if it's between my dad or me, I would rather it be me. Michael, I don't have a question. Ryan Levine, just wanted to say thank you for your excellent work as Ignacio. You're a big part of the best show on television, and as a viewer, I thank you for it. Well, Ryan, to be honest with you, art without an audience is like thinking in your head without ever sharing to anybody what you're thinking. So to conclude this, I want to say to everybody that has tuned in here, to everybody who's tuned into the show, to all the people who've given me so much love over the years, I thank you and I love you. And it means so much that you take this journey for me. Now, before I leave, and I hope you enjoy the finale, I've got a friend of mine here who wants to say hello. Now, I want you to excuse him because he's a little bit rude. And he wants to know if you've ever heard the definition of insanity. Hello, and welcome to my show. I want to thank you for tuning in to this live Facebook, I don't know what the fuck. And I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. Come on, buddy. Come on, come say hi to the people. Come on, man, they love your chicken. Come on. So you want to say something to the people? Hey, I'm talking to you. You want to say something to the people? Okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Sending you much love. Bye.